is for our holy scriptures. I know it is not going to go anywhere, but at least I was just saying this is one way to teach our children the calendar. If you remember, in the first slide I have put today, June 10th. June is the 6th month, which is Sharevar. 10th is the Ava Roj. So it is Sharevar Mahino and Ava Roj for today. But you know, this is not the calendar followed by anybody. Okay. End of my comments on this one. But again, Behram, if we are interested, we can go in more detail about this. Okay, now we come to the last one, question from Parashtu Dubash from Boston. We are very grateful for Parashtu for asking some of these very important questions. I am on slide number 37. First part of the question, why do Iranian Zoroastrians pray with their hands open and facing upward? Why do the Parsi Zoroastrians pray with their hands closed in front of their bodies? What's the significance of each, and which one should we promote with our North American Zoroastrian children? Very interesting question. So I always use my mentor and one of my very good friend, Dasturji Maneckji Dhalla Firozgari of Tehran, Iran, the most respected Mobid in Iran. He said, and I quote, "The use of hands and other body parts in trying to convey one's message while addressing others is not restricted to any particular class or nationality. Holding the hands in a steady and outstretched position, thus avoiding it to waver about and thereby indicate various gestures, does go to show higher respect held for the one addressed as well as increased concentration for the addressee." Very interesting answer. He then mentions to me in email that, as you have pointed out, that is me, so rightly, this gesture, ushta no justo, has been indicated in the introductory para of the Gathas. We talk about this a little later. So this was his answer to that. So if you think about it, way back from 522 BC onwards, Darius the Great was the great emperor of Iran, and he has a kind of a picture of him, as you see right there. This is photo I took from Naqsh Rustam. He's praying in front of what? An open fire pedestal, as you can see. He's holding in the left hand a bow, which is the sign of royalty. He has in front of him the Farohar symbol on the left, as you see, and his right hand is open upwards. This is the pose of an emperor praying, going back almost to 500 BCE. So, this is an interesting thing. Many people have followed this one. Now, if you go into the most amazing and beautiful Iran Shah Atash Behram, you will see this one of the magnificent photo frames, which is nothing but really a depiction of the one we saw before, where a very amazing looking Mobid Sahib is praying in front of a fire altar. In the left hand you see again a bow, right hand is moved forward upwards, and then you see in the background the figure also has both hands pointing upwards. So this pointing upwards with both hands is just not Iranian style. We used to do it ourselves, and as I mentioned in the bottom of this slide number 39, that my father taught us to pray Doa Tandurasti, the final prayer for the health of everybody, and he always says, keep your both hands open when you're praying this, because you're requesting good health from Ahura Mazda for everybody concerned. So this is how we used to pray also. One more thing I have to add, that one of my teachers, late Mohabed Sahib Temura Sidwa, he also taught us that when you are performing Ashirwad Dua Tandurasti for a child in Navjot and for a marrying couple in wedding, you should lower your hand with the rice first, as if in the motion of a underhand bowling, and then you move your hand and then go upwards and shower the rice and the mixture that you use as a gesture that you are first receiving the blessing from Dada or Mers, and you are sprinkling this blessing with the mixture on either the child or the wedding couple. So this two hands looking upwards is not a Iranian thing only. The Parsis used to do it, but like many things, Parsis have become English more than Parsis, and they have forgotten all these things, or they think it is not very good to do it. Anyway, so how did Zarathustra approaches this one? Our Vakshure Vakshuran, the holy Zarathustra, 3,000 years ago, starts his only writing gathas, which is the Yasna chapter or Har 28. So 28, the first paragraph is Ayya Yasa Nemanga Ushtano Zastor Fedreya. Let me talk about what it means first. He says, with uplifted hands and deep humility, I beseech, O Mazda, first and foremost this, the abiding joy of progressive mentality, spenta menu. Grant that I perform all actions in harmony with righteousness, ashavahishta, and acquire the wisdom of the good mind, vahumana, so that, and this is very important, so that I may bring happiness to the soul of the universe. This is the rule of our religion. Take care of Mother Earth. And it is said in the first part of Gatha by none others than Ashur Zarathustra. So he is also opening up his hands in deep humility to pray to Dada or Mazda. I have put this one just to remind you, there is a Avesta language, and I will never forget this as long as I'm alive. This is the most beautiful, precise language that all of our Parsis have forgotten. And I have to say that thanks to all the Western scholars, they don't use this one and use some super duper English, Roman, Italian, and Greek language to represent our own religious scriptures, and I really think that is I don't like that at all. Anyway, I'm on slide number 42, and here is the actual prayer. Ayya yasa nemanga ustano justo rafedreya maineush mazda porvim spentaya ashavis penshotna Wangeush kratum manango yakshnevisha gewuscha urwanem. If there is a friend of mine with Sanskrit background, he would say this sounds like Sanskrit to me also. We have a friend here, Mr. Prakash, and we have some discussions about this, and he is agreeing that this almost sounds like old Veda Sanskrit. So that's the answer to that. One more thing Dasturji said, however, the dominating national cultures do dominate over the minority observed cultures to a great extent. Interesting question. If you are a minority, you follow what the majority was doing or who is in the power.